Hey y'all, it's Russ from RK Power Washers. I thought I'd do a short video to discuss a problem I've seen literally hundreds of times over the last 20 years. The scenario is a customer has a pressure washer, may or may not have a problem. They take it to the nearest lawnmower shop. The mechanic does a tune-up on it. They get it home, the pump doesn't work. They call the shop back after being charged $100 or so. And they say, oh, we don't work on the pump. So obviously the first and most obvious solution is before you drop something off at a lawnmower shop, you should ask them what they're going to do. If it's a pressure washer, you should ask them if they're going to load test it with a gauge and whether or not they have the correct gun, hose, and nozzles to test it, or whether they even have the knowledge to do so. If it's a generator, I think you should be asking them if they have a factory load tester. A load tester that goes up to at least 10,000 watts. And whether they have a qualified technician that knows how to work on generators. So I'll give you an example here, pressure washer wise. We got this little ProJet, and my customer brought this in to somewhere, some lawnmower shop, and I'm just generalizing here, but some lawnmower shops actually have qualified technicians who work there. Some don't. This one didn't. They did an okay tune-up, meaning that they used pretty decent parts, changed the oil. Theoretically, they ran the machine before they changed the engine oil, which is 100% necessary. They didn't use the correct heat range spark plug, which isn't the end of the world, but you know, they did everything relatively right. Well, customer got it home, felt it didn't work, and now he's taking it to me, an actual pressure washer shop, to look at it. When it got here, there was an oil leak from the sight glass. The unloader, I could push on it with one finger and it was wiggling. The rubber feet on the bottom of the frame are almost worn flat, so the machine's sitting on the bolt heads. So when you run it on concrete, the machine walks around because it's sliding, grinding off the heads of the bolts. The engine wasn't exactly set at the right RPM. This is a 3.5 gallon per minute pump. It's a General TT 2035, 2000 PSI, 3.5 gallon per minute. But it had number 3 tips on it. Those are nozzles for a 2.5 gallon per minute. So for the last 20 years, this guy hasn't been utilizing a 3.5 gallon per minute pump. And he's never taken it to a mechanic that could explain that to him and sell him the correct nozzles. So not only am I going to upsell him a set of tips so that his machine works better and correctly, but I'm saving the life of his unloader because it's not going to constantly be bypassing extra unnecessary water. We're changing the oil in the pump. The other mechanic didn't change the pump oil either. This pump oil is 25 years old. And the sight glass was leaking and filthy. You couldn't see through it. I've already fixed that. And he needs a 50-cent O-ring in here so that he can properly connect his hose. His O-ring is petrified, so he can't even stick his coupler in there. These are things I do every single day, all this stuff. But this other mechanic not only didn't have the knowledge, but the people above him who took in this repair at this shop didn't care. They flat out knew that they were not going to touch the pump and charged him the price of a tune-up. A tune-up includes pump work. It doesn't exclude pump work. So it's a bit of a shameful practice that I've seen going on, and it's fine if you don't want to work on the pump, but you have to tell your customer up front, and in my opinion, you should charge them 15 minutes less labor too. So those are my 2 cents on the issue, and I also just told you how to properly tune up your pressure washer and how to look at it. To do it properly, you do need an RPM meter, and you do also need a pressure gauge, as well as a full set of test nozzles, because every machine needs a different size. Over here is what I use. Here's 3 of my 4 sets, just 1, 2, 3 of these is 9 different sizes. I have a 4th one I use up here, so I have 12 different sizes on hand, plus 4 extra oddballs that I use for testing. And then I have a quick connect gauge that I snap on the outlet of the pump here between the hose and the unloader. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully you will give your pressure washer shop in your area a little bit more thought the next time you need a tune-up. Have a Merry Christmas and God bless you all. Bye-bye.